Today, we did Disney's Animal Kingdom Wild Africa Trek Tour.
All right, so we are in Africa and we just checked in for our wild animal trek. So, Wild Africa Trek, the ultimate animal experience, and it is right next to the standby entrance for Kilimanjaro Safaris. All right, so I've been excited for this tour. I wanted to take it last time we came, but we didn't get to, so I'm very excited.
So first, we had to get suited up for our harnesses.
All right, my friends, officially welcome to Wild Africa Trek. Question for you. Do you guys know what you've signed yourselves up for today? Some of you yes, some of you no. Great, I'm going to only go over the minimal details, that way we don't spoil anything for you. But you all are about to go into a 3-hour adventure. The first hour and a half is a physical journey. You are going to be wearing harnesses like the ones that you see hanging up right back here. So some legal things I do have to say is everyone must be at least 8 years old, 48 inches tall, and weigh between 45 and 300 pounds. That last one being said, we are going to have you all step onto a scale so we can find the harness that fits your body most comfortably. But ladies, if anyone is pregnant, hooray! Please let one of our guides know beforehand so we can do things a little bit differently. We are very limited on what we allow you to take out onto the tour with you. Things that are welcome to bring are any hats and sunglasses, cell phones as long as it has a strap that we can attach, or if it has a case we can attach one of our straps to, and any necessary medical equipment. So inhalers, EpiPens, important things that you have to take at a certain time. Bring those. Those are important. Everything else we're going to have you all leave behind. We're going to have you empty out all of your pockets, take off any magic bands, and unfortunately, the buttons also have to come off as well.
Here we are signing a release.
She wanted me to record her getting weighed. Didn't say anything about the weight, but she wanted me to record her getting weighed. So there you go.
I thought it was pretty cool because they went by your weight and it already basically had the vest sizes for each weight.
And here they are attaching a water bottle. If you have a phone, your phone has to be attached to you. And then they're also putting the listening device over your ears so that you can hear the tour guides.
All right, so we got this water bottle here that we get to keep, and I'm going to go fill that up. And they got sunscreen and bug spray and wipes over here. And over here is where we fill up our water bottle. Yeah. Smile, Robert. He's all harnessed up. All right, so they just double checked our gear, and now we're just waiting to start the tour. I said you're very excited.
I am.
I'll try not to throw them in with the crocodiles.
Come on over. Yeah, scooch in.
This is where they're showing us how to use the listening system.
Right. So, hello. My name is Paula. This is Maddie. And, yeah.
It was kind of funny because the leader's headset talkie wasn't working. I had to go through like 2 or 3 of them until she found the right one.
And now we're ready for our tour!
She's cracking me up. She said this is the most dangerous part of the trip, is crossing the fast pass line. We're starting our trek.
So we started out the trek on a path that anybody at Animal Kingdom can walk down, looking at the birds.
This bird's carrying a branch.
And then we eventually got to a behind-the-scenes area. So here's the behind-the-scenes area that we started walking back towards. The hippos was our first stop, and we saw some zebra along the way.
It's zebra.
When we first saw the hippos, they were sleeping, which you'll see some video of here in a moment. But yeah, this was one of the highlights of my experience with the tour.
Yeah, those hippos were pretty trained. When we first walked in, they were sleeping. But when they saw us and ready for the food, it was a done deal.
There they are sleeping. And here we are getting our harnesses hooked up and actually going into look at the
We're
hippos.
getting ready to go out there and observe
Hang
the
out with
hippos. They are ready for some food.
So basically, I'm just gonna hit the states about them.
Wait patiently.
I love when they threw down the lettuce to feed them. That was so cool to watch. And they were ready for it.
So we are looking at 2 adult male hippos.
I was thinking in my mind when they were tossing down the lettuce, going, I don't think that's enough lettuce for those big boys.
Henry originally came to us from Germany.
These hippos, I believe she said this was a father and a son.
He's been with us.
One of them was 18 years old, I believe. Typically, they don't put the 2 males together, at this age. But I guess it's not a problem because there's no females in there. If there was a female in there, there'd be a problem.
So definitely, if we had females in here with these 2, they would not be sitting next to each other like this without any issues.
And there goes the riders on the Kilimanjaro safari ride. They're probably wondering what we're doing back there.
Able to hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time.
Looks like the hippo's sticking out his tongue.
If you've ever heard the term blood sweat,
Yeah, that was your favorite part.
And here we are getting a picture. We're getting ready to go over that bridge, walk over the bridge with crocodiles below us.
The bridge looks pretty scary, for some people that are afraid of heights, but the bridge is really secure, but there is missing boards, so you'll have to take steps that's a little bit longer than others, but there is also a net that is underneath.
There is a net underneath, but some of those boards are pretty far apart, so there's going to be times you kind of have to hop a little bit.
And having that harness above you, you're really secure upon that bridge, so but you still got to be careful.
But it was really fun looking at the crocodiles below us.
All right, we're getting ready
Here we
to
go.
climb up there and go across the bridge. Here we go up the stairs, and I will be waiting for Roberto in just a minute. Here it comes.
She's hooking people up one at a time.
Here I go, walking across this bridge. Don't want to miss a step here, though I've been told that some have and do. Definitely shakes. See, I think this is still where the hippos are. The crocodiles are over there, so.
They did say that this was, an individual experience, so they did encourage everyone to give the person in front of them plenty of space and time to look around.
So yeah, you can see there's a great distance between these stairs here.
Strolling up in the clouds.
You're a nut. All right, here we go across the one with the alligators, or the crocodiles, I mean. Awesome view. Crocodiles are over there. They're just waiting for us. There's a big one over there. Woo! I think Roberto, he's back there waiting for me. Pretty awesome. And man, the weather today is so nice. It is not it's not hot at all. The sun is behind the clouds. There's no rain. And it is just perfect weather.
They said they had about
crocodile down
26 or 29 crocodiles.
Oh my gosh, that's big.
That they had, but they only had 5 or 6 out that day.
There's another one over here. See that crocodile down there? Oh my gosh, look at this one. How cool is that? So awesome. And of course, one right below down here. Wow.
Always, lots of pictures.
Robert being silly. And next we got to actually go into like an area that's right above the crocodiles to get a closer view. Of course, we had to wear those harnesses again.
And as usual, as you can see, why those harnesses had to be checked over and over for our safety.
Slowly making their way back. Great question. So the main difference is really geography, where they are located.
Here we go. This time we are heading to our own personal safari vehicle.
Okay.
We're gonna go look at some of the animals in the savannah.
Alright, so now we're loading our own personal safari vehicle.
That's what I was going to pull out of the school.
On this African trek, you're able to get close enough to some of these animals that you usually don't get to on the regular drive.
On the regular ride, yeah, and if you notice that this vehicle, the seating is in a square, so it's not across like in the actual ride. It's in a square, so everybody's looking at each other, and so there's times they'll stop and we actually get to stand up and take photos of the animals when they're stopped. But they actually said that the area, the savannah, is bigger than the Magic Kingdom. Isn't that crazy? It started raining during our tour here, and so it was kind of funny watching some of the animals run to get under trees.
Yeah, they said that the giraffes, when it starts raining, they go to those palm trees and they'll huddle up underneath them. They just don't like getting rained on.
They like messy Masai, kind of remember them that way. Because they have that kind of very splotchy. We can go right.
I love this giraffe.
Oh, sorry. I won't back there.
I think it's touring us.
Here you are. Sorry. But elephants have a pretty solid family group. Herds are very.
And then next, we were on our way over to grab a bite, and it was some good food too. So you can see there's bathrooms there in this area about halfway through the tour. So yeah, we were able to grab a table. The cool thing about it is when we booked the tour, we were able to give them the allergy information, and they were able to accommodate that for a gluten allergy, and also just also a meal that was pork free, which was really nice. So before we ate, we were able to just look at all the animals out on the savannah. They had binoculars there around the chairs you could grab and look around.
It was another wonderful experience because even the giraffes and the gazelles and stuff was able to come a little bit closer to where we were at compared to the people that were riding on the safari vehicles.
Giraffes crossing the street.
All right, so we're getting ready to enjoy some food.
Okay, now go for it. Facebook is helpful that you're sorry, I was
He has
it's okay.
no pork one. I have a gluten-free one.
The edible flower. Yes, it was a flower.
And there's jungle juice. That is so good.
You are welcome to try it. It's a flower, it's a plant. It kind of just tastes like lettuce, but with a little flavor maybe. But if you don't want to taste it, you can just put it in your hair. It looks lovely in everyone's hair. Trust me. And then underneath that flower, you'll find a bamboo spoon. We didn't leave you completely.
So here she is getting ready to explain the different food. I don't have every single thing that she mentions since mine's gluten-free, but I have most of it.
Source for a lot of different resources for us. Chicken curry salad. That's the yellow stuff in that tin there.
That guava juice, man, that was so good.
Sweet curry. It's our fan favorite apparently. And then that last thing in there is also some air-dried meats. So we've got an air-dried beef, which is the darker one, and then the prosciutto ham as well. In that lower layer, we've got 3 pita pockets there, so you can either just dig right in, rip it apart, or you can make a sandwich with some of those meats or anything else that you see in there. We have a smoked salmon roulade. That's that little pinwheel that you see. It is prepared at flame-free barbecue, and it is wrapped, the salmon is mixed with cream cheese, and it's wrapped in an African potato wrap. Pretty good. It's on top of a slaw of jicama and cucumber. Jicama is kind of a root vegetable. The texture is almost a mix between potatoes and apples, but it absorbs the flavors around it. So give it a try. It's a pretty unique substance. I enjoy it. It's pretty good. And then we've also got some tandoori shrimp. Now tandoori is kind of like what we call barbecue. It's the way that it's cooked. A tandoori is a type of oven. So you have a barbecue as a type of oven, way to cook it. Don't compare it to the flavors of barbecue. Totally different. It's just a similar aspect of cooking. So be sure to take those tails off as you eat the shrimp. And then the last thing you'll find in there, and you can use your pita bread for this as well, is that it is a sun-dried tomato hummus. It's excellent. I love it. And then I'm also going to come around with our juice over here. I like to say it's Disney renowned. We call it jungle juice here. It goes by a lot of different names. It's a mixture of passion fruit, orange juice, and guava juice. So go ahead and flip your cups off if you guys would like some juice.
I love watching Robert try eating this flower here. It's really funny.
As I said, even though it was edible, it was a flower.
How's that flower?
He's really getting into that flower.
Tastes like a flower.
So we really enjoyed that lunch. Then we were given time to kind of look around some more at the animals, and the cast members even took pictures of us.
It was one of those times it was great to have lunch with great scenery. It was definitely worth it.
Just looking around at all the animals, and then coming up is one of those pictures that the cast member took while we were still there eating. And then we got back on the vehicle, saw the rest of the animals before the end of the tour.
Not by their color, but by
So from beginning to end, there was always something to do, something to see, something to enjoy.
He's in the lodge.
Rhinos we have here. So hopefully in a few years we'll have some big rhinos stomping around.
Got to see some rhinos, which was really cool. And definitely some awesome views of the lions. And then a portion of our tour price goes to help the conservation of animals, and then they give you a rock, and then you can actually choose which animal it goes to help, or you can just choose to donate it to the Disney Conservation Fund. At the end of the tour, they give you a pen, which is shown in this photo, and they also give you a little slip. That way, it has the information for you to access the photos that the cast member took during your tour so that you can download all those great photos. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, one more tip. If you're interested in booking this tour, one thing to keep in mind is that the prices can vary depending on the time of day that you do the tour. So if, for instance, when we booked the tour, we booked the afternoon tour. We met at 11:45, and I want to say that the tour was about $50 cheaper than if we would have taken it during a cooler time of day, like in the morning. So just ask for the prices for the different times of day. And then also, we are pass holders. So pass holders, we got a discount for that as well. I believe it was around 15%. So you should check on that if you're a pass holder. All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Travels with the Baldiloks.
Like us on Facebook.
And subscribe to us on YouTube.